We commit to ensuring that a certain number of Russian banks are removed from SWIFT. This will ensure that these banks are disconnected from the international financial system and harm their ability to operate globally. SWIFT is the world's dominant global interbank payment system. Cutting banks off will stop them from conducting most of their financial transactions worldwide and effectively block Russian exports and imports. Second, we will stop Putin from using his war chest. We will paralyze the assets of Russia's central bank. This will freeze its transactions, and it made it impossible for the central bank to liquidate assets. And finally, we will work to prohibit Russian oligarchs from using their financial assets on our markets.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And guys, I told you it was going to be a great event this quarter and at the end of the year. But I didn't think the movie was going to get this good from the start. I thought they would drag it on out to September and then turn it up. But guys, they're turning it up now. But this should let us know how bad things are. Right now, we have inflation going wild. We know the only thing the Fed has is interest rates, and they're about to turn up these interest rates. But now they have someone to blame. They're giving us the illusion that they're choking off the Russian economy, but whose economy they're really choking off? That's right, America's. We're going to pay the price. The consumer always pays the price. If they're cutting off all these Russian banks, it's going to hurt the dollar. And this gives the emerging markets all the reason to move over to cryptocurrencies and get off the dollar. And while the American economy is choking, what's going to happen? That's right. They're going to move in the robots, algorithms, and drones. The automation is about to come. Yes, we're going through hyperinflation, but all that automation is going to come right behind it to create hyper-deflation. And the fourth industrial revolution was designed a long time ago. The rise of China, the dragon, and the digital yuan, and the fall of the America to Babylon. And is SWIFT going to be banning China and Russia? No. Only thing they're doing is moving over to SWIFT 2.0, those digital payments. And we know XRP, XLM, and the Lightning Network are going to be moving these CBDCs. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Information on exactly how much money he holds and where, though he's widely believed to be the richest man in the world.
Who has 2 years of experience. That's it. President Putin's been in office for 22 years. President Zelensky has been in office for 2 years. Before that, as you pointed out, he was a businessman. He was an entertainer. He was a comedian. A good one, by the way, a one that made real connections to Ukrainian people. But also, interesting, Shep, the Russian people know him and like him. Oh, one other thing. You showed that clip of President Putin talking about Nazis and neo-Nazis. President Zelensky is of Jewish heritage.
That's right, guys. You heard it. The richest man in the world. You can't make this stuff up. And then we had the Ukrainian president, the actor, the comedian, plays a president on television and becomes the president.
CBDC is absolutely an effort by many non-aligned countries to move away from the sanctioned power that exists in our current Western bank-dominated, SWIFT-based messaging system, account-based banking system. So there's no question. It's a point that Daniel Gorfine and I made 2.5 years ago in our Wall Street op-ed, saying if the U.S. could send a man to the moon, we could put the dollar into cyberspace, advocating for the U.S. to accelerate its development, its exploration of central bank digital currency. For China, it's not just about developing its own ECNY. It's also about dominating the underlying CBDC technology in the same way they've done with 5G technology, so they can be a major exporter of CBDC infrastructure to countries around the world that desire to have their own central bank digital currency, but don't have the wherewithal to build the core technology from scratch. And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China. And so that, and for countries that may wish to avoid sanctions, whether they be Venezuela or Cuba or other countries. So, CBDC is absolutely being seen as a form of statecraft by countries that have been subject to Western sanctions in the past and wish to have a way to avoid that in the future.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Team save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Team goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.